5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The winner takes all. It's the thrill of one more kill. The last one who fall will never sacrifice their will. Dun, 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 dun. Because it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory. Yeah. All right, I'm done. Thank you so much for tuning into the Galactic Seabass channel. Hi, my name is Sebastian. This is episode 58 of the Galactic Seabass Podcast here on the Galactic Seabass channel with your host, me, Seabass, aka Sebastian, your host now, forever, and always. And I would like to thank you for tuning into this episode today. If you haven't done all the YouTube stuff already, hit the like, share, subscribe, all that BS. And thank you for tuning into this episode today. We got a nice little spiel ahead of ourselves. Let's not get ahead of ourselves for this little spiel. It's been a good time. Last week we hit 500 sets of comedy. 500! Half a thousand! And, you know, it's one of those things. This journey just keeps on going, keeps on cruising. We are moving down the line at a rapid pace. And by golly, we just keep on moving. And I just realized that I have my headphones in, and I really hope that's not affecting the audio. So I'm going to take these headphones out, and hopefully everything's all good to go, crispy, groovy, crunchity, munchity. And roll. Tuning in. How are you guys doing today? Let's check on whether or not we have audio. Skibbity boobity, we gotta watch ads on my own videos. That's okay. If you would like to support the podcast so that we don't have to have ads and stuff, please check out our Patreon. I got a Venmo, I got a Cashapp. Go ahead and tune in, check that stuff out. My mom is tuned in. Hello, Mom. Thank you so much for being here today here on the Galactic Seabass Podcast. All right, rock and roll. See if we got audio in the beginning. Just gonna check that real quick. We'll never sacrifice them. I sure did. It looks like it's a little bit better now that I took the headphones out. Oh boy, we are multi-sounding. Rock and roll. Thank you for being here today. It has been one heck of a week. We are happy to be a human being alive here on planet Earth. Today is Thursday, May 30th, 2024, here in the beautiful little town of Ocean Beach in the city of San Diego, California. Shout out to my mom and my little brothers in Las Vegas, Nevada. I hope you guys are doing well. I miss you very much. And I'm very excited to see you again soon. My little brother's almost a fully grown adult with my baby brother. That's so weird. And, you know, I can only imagine how my mom feels. So I love you very much, Mom. You're my rock. I love you to death. Anyway, 500 sets of comedy. Holy freaking cow, everybody. We did it. That's a lot of work. If I did a minimum of 3 minutes per set, you know, 3 times 500, that's 1,500. You put that into hours. What's that? 2.5 with a dot in it somewhere. So that's 20.5 hours on stage, I think. That's quite a bit of time for cultivation. You know, we are working pretty darn hard on this little comedy fiasco, and I'm very excited about it. My buddy Steven Six Names drew me the other day. Shouts out to Steven for this cool photograph. Very accurate depiction of the bass. And I'm very happy for you to be here today. There's a whole bunch of stuff just laying on my counter. I need to go ahead and get into my little comedy thingamajiggy, my little book of memories. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got some seat counters from our Kill Tony little event. Got a Netflix keychain. Do I need my set list from, what is this? Yeah, that is. Don't need those. We got all these. We got this thingamajiggy. We got our parking to the YouTube theater when we were late. Oh my gosh. Then we got our 4M wristband. Alright, all of our stuff is going in the sing. Alright. Well, we'll see you another day. Until the future, good friend. Good times. Comedy's fun, man. Just keep on going, keep pursuing, keep believing in yourself. And you might drop a pen on the floor and interrupt the podcast by picking it up. So we don't have time to do that today. And that's okay. Yo, what is up? Josh Will Travel Adventure Scope. Thanks for tuning in today. We got 3 human beings watching the Galactic Seabass Podcast live here on another Thursday, the 58th episode. Last week, we hit a whole year. We've been doing this podcast for an entire year, which is insane. Very happy. Hit 5,000 subscribers recently. We're already at 5.25, which is a quarter of 1,000, which means we're almost at 6,000. We're working our way up, everybody. We were featured in a Joke World video, which is kind of cool, even though I was late to, or actually I suppose it wouldn't have been at the YouTube theater. At the Kia Forum, I was there actually on time, so when I was in the line signing up, Karen Jones, aka Granny Snakebite, came up and was doing some interviews. So if you go check out the Kill Tony video where Joke World talks about the Kill Tony arena show, I have a pretty solid little interview in that thing, which is quite neat. So I know that we have a pretty janky little podcast. However, I could probably try to show you to the best of my abilities. Let's see what we can do here. It's only a minute long, and I know that you can't actually see, like, it doesn't make sense. The second part doesn't make sense. We'll do just the first part. Let's see how this goes. This podcast is so janky. Oh, wait, I don't have sound. Oh my gosh, I forgot I turned the mute button on. Which means that I have to go back to the YouTube channel to, oh boy, here we go. How do I find this thing? Click. Mute. Haha. Nice. I don't use this button often, but man, that is convenient. This one? Okay, right here. How do you go full screen? Right there. I still didn't unmute it. Can't believe it. Alright. One day we'll have a Jamie.
The biggest Kill Tony episode of all time went down last weekend at the LA Forum. Let's first hear from some of the die-hard Kill Tony fans that showed up to the LA Forum.
That's me.
My name's Sebastian. I've been a fan of Kill Tony for a long time. Before I ever did stand-up, that's for sure. Way before my stand-up journey. While I was watching an episode one day, Red Band said he was going to do a secret show, like a one-day secret show in LA, and I really wanted to just go see it. And I was going through this really hard depression at that time, and I'm not going to lie, I was the kind of guy you'd hang out with, and you just think, wow, he's really miserable, I'm sad now. So I don't want to be that guy anymore. And there was a fella by the name of Casey Rocket, and he made me laugh so hard for about 7 minutes, I forgot I was sad, I almost peed my pants, I couldn't breathe. And I realized the power of comedy. It's more than just jokes. You're changing lives out there. You're changing the chemical balances of people's brains. I think that's amazing. And by the grace of God tonight, we're going to be pulled out of that bucket. So the
Yeah, that was it. Unfortunately, we did not get pulled out of the bucket. However, everything I said in that video was true. I wasn't doing stand-up. I'd done it maybe a handful. I've done it a total of 13 times over the course of 3 months. I took a whole year off, and then I was watching Kill Tony, and I just saw that they were going to have a one-day show in LA at the store, and I never had been to the store. I thought it'd be really cool to go check it out, so I went, and, excuse me, this unknown to me, Casey Rocket came out and just absolutely demolished the place. Excuse me, I couldn't breathe. I was just, man, oh man, that was a night. And it's so funny, too, because I remember the parking meter was broken outside, so we used all the change we had. Andrew and I used all the change we had to fill it up. And we called the meter people, and I was like, yo, I won't take my credit card. This is BS. So we went into the venue, and then I ran out halfway through the show to go check on the meter. Found out I ran out of time, and I got a ticket. And I thought, oh, and so I went back inside. And then Andrew and I left before the headliner even went on. And, then, like, a month or two later, I had contested the citation because I said the meter's broken. I wouldn't take my credit card or else I would have just paid it. And they totally expunged the ticket. So I had no reason to get all wild that night. And it was Andrew and I's last adventure in Los Angeles. So I felt kind of bad that I just put this sort of damper on the evening with my attitude. So it was cool to be able to go see that show. And it was cool because Red Band bumped into Andrew's foot and he didn't know who that was. And I just was next to him like, oh, that's the guy. Oh, just, that was cool. It was a good one, man. Good times. And yeah, we're here, we're doing this, and that's life, baby. So rock and roll. Haven't even gotten to any of the subjects that I've written down for today. Just been off the old ramble train right now, and sometimes I kind of like it that way. We ride this little engine out as far as this caboose will run. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to episode 58 of the Galactic Seabass Podcast. We are here in Ocean Beach with Ollie and Andy, rocking and rolling. He's got a little hair on his nose. You got hair on your nose, buddy. That can't be helpful for breathing. He's got to breathe like a dog. And it's kind of hot. But we're in this jacket for a minute now. Take this thing off. Cool down, relax, hang out with my peeps. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate you all being here. And if you have any questions, if you want to go ahead and interact, throw someone in the chat box. Let me know what's going on. And I would love to get to interact with you. Thanks for being a supporter of this little channel. We're doing this thing. Rocking, rolling. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. Then we'll be at 100,000. Then we'll get ourselves a little YouTube plaque thingamajiggy. I have dreams, I have visions, I have an idealistic expectation of the future, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Is there a theme for tonight's show? Yeah, rock and roll, dog, like every other show. I'm just kidding. I do have a bunch of subjects written down, so we're going to go ahead and jump into that. We saw a bunch of movies. We did some stuff. I forgot. That's why I write these things down, because ADHD is a tough thing to deal with in this life. However, sticky notes and checklists help. So let's go ahead and get right to it. We watched The Fall Guy. Fall Guy was pretty cool. What you got? Ryan Gosling starring as a stunt double with some lady as the director. And it was a pretty cool little kind of like murder mystery sort of thing. Definitely the actor dude. They made his character quite insufferable. However, if you sit through it, you're willing to watch it, it's pretty fun. Dude gets pretty montauked. I don't know if that's a word. A list, but no theme. I don't think I've ever had a theme. The theme is me. I am the theme. I'm just here rambling. That is all I have ready for you guys. I mean, shoot, I've been working every single day for almost 4 weeks now. Haven't had a day off besides the Kill Tony adventure that we tried. And even then I worked both days. And right, I don't know. Yeah, I'm so sick of driving. But you know what? I do what I gotta do. I'm putting in resumes, and I'm really hopeful that I can get a new position here soon. Gave a couple of really cool rides. I gave a ride to a ride last night, and only like twice in my entire career has an Uber passenger ever been like, "Hey, do you want to maybe come upstairs?" And she was really cute, and I thought about it, like that might be fun. And I said, "Yeah, I'm not sure when my husband will be home," and I had to go, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to have to call it. So to this day, I've never gone upstairs with a passenger. It's probably for the better. I always imagine if it goes haywire, like they have every piece of information possible on me at the touch of their fingertips. So I don't know. One of those things. Anyway, Fall Guy was pretty good. I liked it. If you sit all the way through it, all the way to the end, it was a pretty solid little film. I'd have to give it, I wrote down 8.5 out of 10. I think I'm going to stick with that score. Happy to go ahead and check that out. We watched Sleepless. The first time I watched it, I fell asleep, ironically, which is pretty great. Jamie Foxx involved in this kind of like, he's basically the worst father of the year. It's that there's so many times the mom calls and the son has entirely been kidnapped. He's like, yeah, he's at the store. I'm going to go get him. She's like, where's my son? He's like, ah. And so it's pretty ridiculous, man. Honestly, I had to give it a 7.5 because I'm not going to spoil the ending, but the ending was so trash. It was just like, not even like the whole climactic end sequence. That was great. The way they ended the film was beautiful. And then the very last line of the film before the credits just makes the score go, Brew. I was going to give it a 9. It was a great little thing to sit through. However, 7.5 because that's just how I feel. We watched The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, starring Henry Cavill and others. That was fun. It was a cool little like suicide quest, do or die kind of mission. But the cool thing is that 1, it actually happened. 2, it was make or break for the Americans to join World War II and be able to be an ally to our English brothers. It was basically about there was this big ship, I forget the name of it, but it stocked all the U-bombers, which were these underground sort of submarine tanks that the Nazis had. So this one boat in somewhere in the Gulf of Africa, I don't know if that's a thing, I'm sorry, that this boat was responsible for refueling and restocking all the CO2 filters, blah, 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 certain necessary things for the Nazis to be able to run a tight ship, no pun intended. And if they got rid of that ship, they wouldn't be able to fuel these submarines, and then the Americans could travel across the seas to be able to join, because otherwise they would have all just blown up. So it's basically four dudes absolutely going into the devil's den, and they came out victorious. I mean, we wouldn't exist probably as a country. The Nazis might have won had these people not been successful. So straight up rock and roll. That was badass. Super fun little film. And there's this giant buff dude who just absolutely goes psycho throughout the entire movie, and it's so much fun to watch, like start to finish. Great film. 8 out of 10. How'd I give that a lower score than The Fall Guy? They like saved the world. I'm going to bump that up to an 8.5 out of 10, just because can't let Ryan Gosling have a better score than our allied heroes. So thank you for your service. What other movies, just to go ahead and get through all these real quick? Watch Rapture Palooza. Yeah, straight up Pun City. So much fun. Had no idea this movie existed. 1, Craig Robinson plays the devil. 2, the kid from Waiting who doesn't have any lines until the end of the movie where he goes off on everybody. He's the main character, married to Anna Kendrick during the Rapture. They are basically sinners who survived the Rapture, and it's really fun. It's just so much fun to sit through. I imagine you take a couple of little mushrooms and sit back on the couch. That'll probably be the funniest movie of all time. It's but straight up, like I was sober. It was a good time. I liked it. I'm gonna give that an 8 out of 10. That was a fun little thing. We watched. I was on YouTube just like watching a bunch of random clips, and I saw this one thing from Better Call Saul, and that ended up with me rabbit holing into watching every death scene from Better Call Saul. So I pretty much feel like I have a good idea of how the show went, and I love that actor, and the show just seemed like so much fun to watch. So that was cool. I can't invest the time right now to watch the entire series, but that was definitely a lot of fun to go ahead and like see that all go down. So that got me into another rabbit hole. This movie called Gangster Cop Devil. Might be The Gangster, The Cop, The Devil. I don't know. Like if it's the good, the bad, the ugly, that kind of thing. Absolutely righteous. That was cool. Basically, this little girl gets assaulted or killed by this guy, and the last person to see this girl alive is the leader of this Japanese mafia thing, and he basically invests the entire mafia to go avenge this girl, and it ends with this pretty heavy little scene. I'll go ahead and just give it away. Spoiler alert. The dude basically gets sent to prison, the one who killed the girl, and there's no access to him. So the mob leader dude sends himself to prison. And the last scene is him walking in handcuffs, just. And I know that I'm not intimidating, but it was pretty wild to watch this giant Japanese man like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna kill you. It's over. You can see him reading his book on the bench and just as a wrap. We watched Fahrenheit 451. Absolutely trash. I hate movies that don't follow the book ending. I think that's just, one, it's not cool to the author who came up with the entire story. 2, why are you're taking this brilliant piece of American literature and changing it because you think it's better? You think you're better than some of the greatest writers of all time? The entire point of the movie is about not erasing the past so that we can learn from it, and they just want to go ahead and change it. Okay, here's how it goes. So in the book, okay, we're gonna go ahead and spoil this ending real quick. In the book, his wife is the one who turns him into the state. Now in the movie, a camera's done, and it's like, okay, well that's annoying. And then 2, at the end of the film, at the end of the book, this man who rose up against the system is able to join his new brethren, and he's able to live out the rest of his life in, you know, what some would call peace, because they were able to like solve this crisis. Now, here's how the movie did it. You got the final scene where, you know, all these characters who had this backstory of, oh, we each possess a book and we're going to be the new cultivators of the English language after this is all done. So the kid and his little bird run into a burning barn, right? And so the guy runs in after them, and the cop runs in after the guy and the kid. They get in there. The kid is on the ground. This human child, 16 years old, and the bird is in a cage. Now, I thought he just was passed out or something. Apparently, the kid is dead. Like, because they just leave. They just go ahead and dip. Now, the bird is alive. Now, I don't know if you know how a mine shaft works. They bring a canary down there because just in case there's a gas leak, the canary will die. And they're like, oh, shit, dude, there's a gas leak. We got to get out of here. So somehow the bird with the DNA to save the English language is, or the omnis is, the bird's alive. Now, you got this final climactic scene. This is a huge spoiler alert, by the way, but the ending was so bad. And just, okay, so you got our hero cop holding the omnis inside the bird, right? He's just holding it. The other guy's got a flamethrower. Just, and instead of being to waits, he doesn't pull the trigger, just waits, and then he goes, and like lets it go. Now, this is a bird fully ingested with carcinogens from this giant house fire. It's not going to just go ahead and fly super fast, but there's a hole in the roof, and it's clearly heading towards this hole. So he waits, he points the gun up, doesn't shoot, just goes, ah, and then points the gun back down, and then goes, whoosh, and lights the dude on fire, and that's the end. Like, and then the bird goes into this big flock and, you know, is like hanging out with all these other birds. So I guess the transponder, which is owned by the government, the bad government, is attached to this bird. So they could just go ahead and track the bird down and grab it. Like, oh, it was so bad. That movie sucked. So I'll give it a 4. And that's being nice because the early parts were nice and good. And the book was wonderful. So shame on you for go ahead and ruining that. I think for the last week, maybe more, every day I've woken up and I've played Harlan Williams on Conan. And it has just been absolutely delightful. A florky shmorky dorky dorky dork. Pop 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 pop. He's a goofball. What a crazy little kooky character. The summertime is for strawberry festivals. What a goofy fella. I'd like to share a corncob pipe with that guy someday. Sounds kind of cool. He's like the uncle I never had. My mom was in Dumb and Dumber, which is pretty cool, in that opening scene at the airport. I love that part where Harlan Williams is pulling them over. He's like, pull over! Pull over! No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing. You boys sipping on Grandpa's cough syrup? Doing a little bit of boozing? No, that's not what it looks like, officer. Give me that. Now you get the hell out of here. Oh, that's fun. My ex refused to watch that movie. She said it sounded dumb. Like, yeah, it's Dumb and Dumber. What do you want to watch? Bitch and Bitchier? Rude. Shouts out to Harlan. Is Harlan Williams the closest thing that humanity nowadays will get to Norm Macdonald? That's like a little thought I've been having lately. What other entity in the realm of comedians can even come close to being on the level of Norm? Just 100% funny all the time, never turned off. Dude seems like a special angel. I look up to that fella a lot. And his stand-up is so funny. It's so funny. You can go back and watch all this old stuff and it still hits just as hard. When you write a kooky, like a silly joke, it almost has this timelessness to it where you'll be able to just do that forever. I've been writing a couple of those lately. Like, you ever wonder why a syllable has 3 syllables in it? You know, that one's for me. I think it's funny. I like it. Man, I wish I had written more stuff down. Oh yeah, I could even talk about just before I did this podcast. Holy cow! So, I found that I love my dog. I do love my dog. I really do. I love you, Ollie. You're a good boy. That's right. You're a good boy. So, I love my cat too. He's in the room, and so we found out there's a special deal here in Ocean Beach at this restaurant, South Beach. If you would like to check it out, any drink on the menu, 5 carnitas street tacos for $5, and it is delectable. I just enjoyed myself a nice little spiel of the meal before I went ahead and made this video. So very happy to be able to be filled with beautiful Mexican food right here in my new hometown. Hometown is such a funny term, you know, because my birth town is Stamford, Connecticut, but I haven't been there in Lord knows how long. And the last time I felt that was what I called home was a lifetime ago. And so this is home now, you know. It's just home is a very relative term. So I hope that you all are able to have some place in this world that you're able to call home, whatever that means to you, you know. I wish you the best and all that. I'm very happy to be here. You know, I'm filled with tacos and I got my little furry roommates. Life is good. You know, life is good. We're moving along. We have more work to do. We have some comedies to do tonight, but you know, that's kind of exciting. That's the time in life where you just go ahead and get out and make stuff happen. Get to go ahead and live it up. When you're at the bottom, there's nothing to lose. So just have to, you know, fight your way up and try to claw your way to the top. And it is possible if you believe in yourself and you put in that work and you're just grinding every day, you know. Haven't had a month off of that in return will allow me to be able to pay my bills that I owe in this, you know, society that we live in, and then that will allow me the chance to go ahead and focus on my creative endeavors. So it's very neat. You just have to go ahead and find a way to take what you want to do and put that into the schedule of what's possible. You know, I want to go ahead and give you guys stuff on this podcast. I don't want to just ramble about my life. I want it to be interactive and helpful, and we can all grow together. You know, I've been doing this for a year now, so I feel like I've learned a little bit about what goes into this whole endeavor. And with that being said, yeah, there's a show kind of going on right now. It's more of an open mic, and then there's a show at 10 at Mic Drop. So excited about those ones. So we will be dipping out of here maybe before the hour. I'm not really sure. That's a plane overhead though. Cheers, everybody. Wow, 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 wow. Cool. Loud people. Things. Oh man, I really need to get mics on this. And then we'll get into a studio one day. That'd be so sick. I really hope you guys have enjoyed the guests we've had over the years too. We've had so many people on. It's been fun. It's been a good little, nice little rounded something. I'm trying to think of the words here. You know, it's hard to ramble for an hour plus. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this. It's not. I mean, luckily I have a brain that doesn't stop. So in that regard, it's not that difficult for me. But in some cases, I really have to put in the work and really see what's going on here. It's one of those things. By the way, Late Night with the Devil, pretty cool. I really think all of it could have been avoided if that guy had just given that check up. And he'd just given them the $500,000. They would have been okay and fine. Instead, they had this crazy Raiders of the Lost Ark ending. And it was so wild. Oh, man. That was probably not fun at all. Let's see what we got going on here. What am I trying? I forgot what I was going to do. I really did. I'm so apologetic in this regard. What was I doing? Shoot. I don't remember. Curse you, brain. Clicking on a new tab is almost like going through a door. Yeah, the ADHD is tough. This is tough. Okay, well, I guess that was all the stuff I wrote down for episode 58, so looks like I'm going to start writing for episode 59. Alright, which means we're 10 away from the nice number. Nice. Hey, these flowers are very old and crispy. Nothing like crispy flowers. Just super random, I have some dates coming up. If you would like to see me, I will be at the Mike Drop Comedy Club on June 16th. I'll be at Madhouse Comedy Club on June 20th. There is a place in Temecula that I'll be doing a show at on June 21st. And I have a roast battle coming up in LA, or excuse me, in La Jolla in September. So I know that's like a ways out, but you know, something booked. And I think I'm going to be getting a promoter spot here for the La Jolla Comedy Store. So I will be having a specific date that I would love you guys to be able to go ahead and stop by at if you're in the San Diego area this summer. That would be so lovely for you guys to go ahead and stop by. I appreciate the support. Thank you for tuning into this little endeavor. I did make some music this week. That's something that was kind of cool. You know, it's been about a year since I touched the mic. I've been doing this mic a lot, but as far as, you know, audio creation or music creation, that I've been very stagnant in that regard. So it's been, excuse me, it's been fun to be able to go back through and check out my lyrics and try to find things that are suitable for putting them on. It sounds silly. I really would like to make a mixtape. I never made a mixtape, and it's something I always wanted to do in my 20s, and now I'm 30 years old, so I feel as though I'm going to get it done. I should probably just do it now. So if you want, I could play a song that I made. I'm not sure if I will get YouTube stricken because I didn't make the beat. I just like grabbed it off YouTube, so I'm not sure how much I could play of it without getting struck. However, I would be willing to do it for the fans. It's also not like finished yet. I think I'd rather finish it and then release it and give you guys like a finalized version. Yeah, it sounds better to me. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. I changed my mind. It's a good time. We're happy to be here. Yeah, this might be a little short episode. Not really kind of feeling it. Oh, I have a lot to do tonight. I'm just a little overwhelmed. Yeah, it's a good time. Just working on being a person. It's kind of hard nowadays, you know. It's tough. I believe that when I go up tonight to do the next set in about an hour, that will be set number 505, which is nuts. And then 506 comes right after that. So could get both of those done this evening. That would be pretty neat. And we'll go ahead and see if that is how the cards line themselves up. You know, I had the Kill Tony stars all lined up in my head, and that didn't fall through, and that's okay. And then I wanted to do my 500th set at American Comedy Company. I had this great memory of my friend Taryn getting to do his, and they made it a big deal, and it was all fun, and everyone was happy, and then I just didn't get called. So this Tuesday, I went ahead and I barked again just to make sure I had a guaranteed spot. And the set went pretty well. I tried out some new jokes, and it was fun. There's a clip out on the internet on my YouTube channel right now if you want to check that out, or on TikTok or Instagram or all that stuff. So yeah, it's kind of fun. I have no idea what I'm doing. Social marketing is tough, you know. It's weird. You can make millions of dollars. You just post in the right manner. So I wish I would have learned that manner at some point. I could type pretty well. I'm grateful for that. Some people can't type, just... That sounds like a lot. Not me. I'm Wade up in this bitch. That is a Kim Possible reference for all the non-millennials out there who are curious what that could possibly mean. He was a computer nerd who low-key had one of the first pieces of FaceTime available. She had this watch I could talk to him on his computer with the webcam, and they could FaceTime. So that's basically. I don't think that was the first use of it. I think the first use of FaceTime was in Starship Troopers. The perfect picture in picture of. It's the most identical to what it looks like today, and instead of being a Pac-Man sized jukebox or game console, those giant arcade sized things, it's in your phone in this little square. In this little black mirror. That's where the name of the show comes from. It totally makes sense. I think they're doing a season 2 of Squid Games, which is unnecessary. However, that should be kind of fun. Excited to see that one. I think we'll learn more about all the people who own the organization, which could just be, karmic relief as far as these evil elites go. Just want to get some of that balance out their chest. That way they can get away with more crimes against humanity. So we'll see. It's one of those things. Violence really draws an audience. I'm just waiting for the day that we go full-on death race or gamer. We start using prisoners to commit live, like pay-per-view death fights. I think that will be a thing that will exist in our lifetime. I don't think that's that far-fetched, honestly. Call me Ishmael. It's fun. This is one of the, if I end it here, this is one of the shortest episodes we've done in a while. At the same time, that's kind of like, oh yeah, I really wanted to, I forgot. Okay, so today, right before we did this episode, I was in a bit of a flustered state of mind because this is how it went down. I been working all day, right? And it was a good day at work. I made some money and got off, and I thought, okay, I'll go get some food. So I took my e-bike over to South Beach to get the Fire Taco deal. Watched her in the ocean. Watched some Harley Williams stand up from Just for Laughs, and then another Conan episode just for fun. That was great, phenomenal meal. Left, got home, and then remembered I needed poop bags, and so I left and went. I used the key to go at my house, and then I got back on my bike, just kind of ran out, went to the store, locked my bike up, and then I thought, oh no, there's no way I left my keys, on the counter, is there? Yes, there absolutely was a way, because that's what I did. So I had to walk back after eating all these tacos and get my BMX bike and then pedal all the way over to the store and then ride the e-bike with the BMX bike in my left hand. And here's the thing, the rear brake is on the right hand. However, the front brake, which is really the only brake that works, is the left hand. So I can't even really use the brakes the whole way home. Make it home, get everything settled. And here we are, getting down to it. So thank you very much for being here today on the Galactic Seabass channel. What's kind of funny is part of me is just saying, you don't have to go do these mics, Sometimes I refer to shows as mics so often that I forget really what I'm actually doing. I could stay and work and make money, or I could do this open mic and, get a couple laughs in potentially, or get stage time at this spot, which really is important. And, the constant grind is necessary for that kind of thing. And it's cool. So I guess, yeah, I'm kind of talking myself into it. So I was trying to talk myself out of it, and then I went right back to yeah, we'll probably do that. So we go ahead and run game over there. Yeah, if you can do it every night, if you have the opportunity, you really should, because that's how you get, better. And then you get to the point where you can do multiple spots a night, and you just keep on going. Treat every time you're on stage as if it's a show, and try to do your best and work through all those new bits. And after 500 times on stage, you really learn a little bit something about doing comedy. I can tell jokes better than some people can, just from the fact that I've tried it so many times. And it's a beautiful little thing to be able to share. So yeah, and I'm signed up anyway, so I might as well go run those down. And then I don't know, man, I'm just lonely. Yeah, it's all good. I can't dive too deep into that rabbit hole. It's one of those things. It was pretty funny. Yeah, that last night was funny. It was just like it was one of those hindsight things after like what just happened. Oh man. But that's life, you know. We keep on going with the flow. Got some new bits I really like. I think I even wrote a joke. Oh, I think I can access my notes from my phone on my computer, which is really convenient. Let me see if I can do this real quick. 'Cause I wrote a joke earlier that I was very hyped on. Yeah. Oh, I can see it. That's awesome. Oh man, it didn't upload. Come on. Oh, there you go. There it is. Okay. Um, yeah. Did you know that Elvis died on the toilet? For real. Like, no joking. Look, I'm not trying to be facetious. That's my only poop joke. It's pretty good. That's the only one. This one also I really like. It's not even a joke. I was just mad. It says, if you tell your driver, I'm a big tipper, I got you, and then you don't even give me $1, know that I hope a crackhead stabs you, and you absolutely deserve it. Which is a pretty wild one. So I don't think I was feeling it that night. Yeah, there's a couple good ones here. I kind of like this. Yeah, this one I can't say without getting demonetized. This one lady in the car called parents child owners, and I thought that was pretty funny. I don't really know where to go with that. I just thought that was like a great way to put it. Like, oh, you're a child owner? How many do you have? What up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Rock and roll. Everybody's here on the Galactic Seabass channel. We're live, baby. We're doing this on a Thursday, episode 58, with your host, Seabass. Now forever and always. I don't know sports, or I could talk about sports. I think the Padres won or lost, I think. So that's sports. That was sports. In other news, I don't know what's going on. I wish I knew more about like what was happening in the world. Let's see. That dude, the president of Iran, disappeared. And if you go back and check out the flight logs, that you can watch people's flights, all the flight stuff. That whole day, May 18th or 19th or whatever, is gone, which is crazy. What else is going on in the news? Let's see. Do I care? Is anything I care? Jill Biden went on The View and said that Trump couldn't finish a sentence. That made me just like, what reality are you in, dog? I mean, obviously not ours because I don't even know that. There's something wrong with that guy, but by golly, I'm excited for these debates because I think that'll be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Could we also get somebody who's the president of age? 45? He's not 75 years old and senile and suffering from late jaundice and having imposter syndrome, and I don't even know, dude. It's like there's like 4 Bidens. Like, which one's even going to the debate? Who knows? Is it going to be the one that's like, or like, ice cream? My favorite is chalky chip. I love when the kids rub the hair on my legs. I love little kids on my lap. Excuse me. Yeah, it's like, if you're curious what that quote was from, it's Biden at a St. Louis pool talking to a bunch of kids and just saying some batshit crazy stuff. And this is way before the election. This is way before that. Just on the campaign trail. Because I had a lady on Facebook. She went, please stop making fun of Joe Biden's stutter. And I went, lady, this isn't a stutter. This is like a real problem. Like, have you heard of some of the stuff that he's saying? People forget about the if you vote for Trump, you ain't black. Like, what? That was a real thing he said. Or like, poor kids are just as bright and just as intelligent as white kids. Just, I could go down the list. There's literally so many crazy quotes over the years. My favorite was watching the State of the Union, the very first one. I watched it live. And it's that famous clip where it's like, you know, when you want to get something and you go and anyway. everybody in the chat went, "What the fuck?" That was nuts, dude. We live in goofball Clownville era. I don't even know. It was crazy. And my apologies for my French, but at the same time, Biden's making Macron look like a pope. Pope is also pretty sketch, though, so. And Macron's bad. They're all bad. Oh, there are no good leaders. This sucks. Who's really in charge? Oh, I am just a man. I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy. Oh, we are losing track here. We are just kind of going for it. I appreciate you so much for being here today. I'm trying my best to go ahead and pull this one together. I've been tired for days, just working. So, I guess we got to go ahead and get on that grindstone. Excuse me, that's a plane overhead. So, cheers, everybody. Thank you very much for being here today. This was a nice little TV-sized episode of the Galactic Seabass Podcast. To be a little hour special on NBC, followed by Family Guy. So appreciate you appreciate you very much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast. Real deal. If you got any extra money, send me that. Just kidding, but real deal. If you'd like to support, there's a Venmo, there's a Cash App. Check out the Patreon for exclusive behind-the-scenes content. And yeah, every little bit you guys send to me just goes right back into making more stuff for you. So I appreciate you for tuning in. I made a skit today. It's on my Instagram and on my TikTok. So check that out. And appreciate you very much. You guys are great. You're lovely. You're wonderful. Stay beautiful. Stay blessed. If you have any questions or you'd like some advice or you have a crazy story you want to go ahead and share in a long-term form, send me an email to galacticseabass@gmail.com. I will go ahead and check that out, read it live if that's cool with you. I'd like to go ahead and get this thing more interactive. Let's go worldwide, baby. Before we blow up, you guys are all the OGs. Thanks for hanging in here before this thing is worldwide. Before it's a worldwide phenomenon. Do you send your stuff to Hugh at Coast to Coast? I don't know who that is, so no. If it's somebody that I should know, send me an email at galacticseabass@gmail.com. For more information, I would really appreciate that actually a lot because we got to go ahead and wrap this thing up so I can get back on the road. Go ahead and try to do some jokey jokes, and then we'll get people homie homes. I should have said homie hoax. I don't even know. The homie hoax sounds like a great band name. We're going to go ahead and put that into our band name list real quick. Hold on a second. The Homie Hoax. That's cool. The Homie Hoax. The last, saw an episode with, of Casey Rocket's podcast where he went over his band names, all of his band names from over the years. And as OG fans of the Galactic Seabass Podcast, here on episode 58, I'm going to go ahead and run through my list of band names. These are all available. If you would like to use them, go ahead and make them your band name. Just please give me free tickets for life because I'm very proud of some of these. All right, let's go ahead and get down to it. Forever 27. Quick, call Karen. Child Defective Services. Homicidal Detectives. Easy Bake Lovin'. Toxic Presents, but it's like a Christmas present. That's it. The Harmony is Harming Me. Danny DeVito. Tragedy Advocates. Jose, Can You See? Elvis Degenerate. Carpe DMT. Like Carpe Diem and then T. The Nasty Habits. Clockwork Destruction. Luna's Luminescence. Naturally Through Chemicals. 3 Free Threats. Q on the Loose. The Surplus of Moods has the weather confused. Alcoholocaust. Serenation. Raised in the Pit. White Paws. Solid Squish. Blurry Details. Multitude of Mediums. The Right to Remain. The Adjective Nouns. Super Much a Lot. Flannel Panties. Stretch Before You Headbang. Tablespoon of Death. Kill the Killer. Bacon and Legs. The Vasectomy of Genghis Khan. Fun Night Stand. Calculicious. Yeah, whatever. Cigarettes on Sunday. Lucifer, but it's like Luciphyr. We used to be pirates. Inflorescent. Kevin, Karen, Brad, and Chad. Senileism. Schnickel Fritz Carlton. Rolling Stone. Pure hybrid. My beard smells like whipped cream and pussy. Track my data, daddy. Hear them roar. Next week's old news. Robin Steele. Steele. Ill Eagle Eyes. Mazel Tov Cocktail. Anal on the first date. The Taco Bell incident. Mandatory donations. Necessary narcissism. One hubcap short. Lesbian thespians. Flaming... Man, I lost that one. It's gone. Hugh, manatee. Defend the N-word. I shouldn't have wrote that. Anything but stuff. Death Jam comedy. Misinformation. Record speed to a broken heart. Stop, drop, and populate. Stashes to stashes. Reggae on the radio. 15 seconds of sunshine. Tequila, Mockingbird. Tweaking for the weekend. Kiss it, lick it, solicit. Intellectual prostitutes. Forever round 3. Genius retard. Miss Crackman. And now, as of 5 minutes ago, the homie hoax. Rock and roll. That's it. Those were my band names. Hope you guys liked it. There's a couple good ones in there. If you happen to be one of the viewers to witness this, yeah, then go ahead and use it. Just send me a track or something if you make it. I'd love to see my little name up somewhere in the little corner there on the music video. That'd be sick. With that being said, we did almost an hour today. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to go ahead and make some new content ready for you guys next week. I think we have a guest coming by. It should be a lot of fun. I don't want to go ahead and make any promises, so we can go ahead and just stick to the algorithm. Appreciate you for being here. You guys rock. You guys roll. Keep on staying out of trouble. Have some fun. Maybe getting a little bit of trouble. And I really wish you the best of luck in all your endeavors in this life. That's a plane overhead, so cheers, everybody. Thanks for being here on the Galactic Seabass channel, episode 58 of the Galactic Seabass Podcast. It really means a lot. Appreciate you guys being here, for supporting me in all my endeavors over the years, and just another one that we're working our way down the line. So appreciate you for tuning in. Be well, be merry, be happy. Thanks for being here today. You guys are great. You guys are beautiful. Stay that way. Stay blessed. Stay blissed. And follow your dreams. Live your best life. Best of luck in all your endeavors, guys. I really appreciate you for being here, and thanks for supporting me over the years. And let's go ahead and make more content. So I will see you guys next Thursday for episode 59. Again, June 16th, I will be at Mic Drop doing the show for Aaron Trahan, who does the Comedy or Worse podcast. So he's got a few of the guests from that show coming on. Go ahead and check it out. Appreciate you very much for being here. You guys rock. You guys are beautiful. And yeah, I think with that being said, I think it might be time to hit the old rodeo. So thanks for being here. You guys are, gosh, I need to stop saying the same thing like 48 times. You guys are great. Okay? You know it. Stay that way. I love you. I'm Sebastian. I'm the host of the show. They call me Seabass. I've had a lot of nicknames over the years, and that one seems to stick. So appreciate you. All right, rock and roll. I'm getting up now. We did it. Thanks for being here. This was a podcast. I'm Sebastian, and we'll see you again next week. End transmission.